time I hear it, it just gets me fired up. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Time. I am your host, Jacob Cutler, the Fantasy Guy. Today, I have episode number 11. Yes, Fantasy Time is just rolling along, rolling down the river. Yes, we are rolling along here. We got episode number 11, another installment of Meat on the 50. And yes, I am joined by one of my best friends, Brandon Sullivan. And we're here to break it all down. We got some great games on tap for this weekend and the Thursday game that's dropping. That was happened yesterday, I guess, for you guys. But we got some great games on tap for this weekend. We are breaking them down, giving our predictions again. And yes, we have our guaranteed victories yet again. But first, you know what I like to say. If you like what you see, please smash that like button. Smash it so hard that your screen breaks. All right, don't really do that. But just smash that like button because for the YouTube algorithm to promote videos, they need likes. So please like the video. Please smash that subscribe button. And then just tap that bell notification. That way, anytime a new episode of Fantasy Time drops, and they drop every Tuesday and Friday. Anytime a new episode drops, you're just right there. You get the notification, and you're just ready to consume the content because that's what we're doing here. We're always dropping knowledge. I'm dropping knowledge. Brandon's dropping knowledge. And whoever else may join me on this journey may be dropping knowledge as well. So please smash that subscribe button. Please tap that bell notification. And you guys know what I like to say. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, as you guys will come to see, I will be joined every Friday by one of my best friends, Brandon Sullivan, who we will be breaking down the games, breaking down the picks, who we think's gonna win. We're gonna keep tracking of it all season long to see who comes out on top. We got our guaranteed victories every single week, so that way you know at least one game you know for sure is going to be a winner. If you're a bettor or if you dislike just picking the games, I'm telling you, we got 2 guaranteed victory picks this week that you are just going to want to just hammer it home, because I believe that they will come through finally. But without further ado, let's get into it in another installment of Meat on the 50. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of Meat on the 50, coming to you every Friday. And as always, I'll be joined by one of my best friends, Brandon Sullivan. Brandon, say hi to the people.
Hello, everyone, and a special shout out to our friend Dylan, who is unfortunately recovering from COVID right now. We wish him the best and a speedy recovery.
Heck yeah, shout out Dylan. We actually definitely hope you get better and definitely a speedy recovery. But we got fresh picks for you. Week number 2 is upon us. But today, in today's episode, we will look quickly back at week 1 because it was bananas and how we finished in the standings, right? And then we're going to turn our focus to week 2 because, like I said, it's a fresh week, right? A do-over, a reset. Put a fresh 24 on the clock. We got a fresh start to the week. But right now, we're going to pull up the standings on the screen for you as they stand right now. This week, I think both of us can agree that we need movement in the positive direction here. So ending up last week. So you're starting out week 1, 6-10. Not the best, but
oh, man, no.
You made up for it on the guaranteed victories, going 1-0 with the Niners, and that almost just absolute implosion. But they held it off. And then I'm sitting okay at 9-7, not where I want to be, right? Not where I want to be, but I flubbed hard on my guaranteed victory. I got made look like a fool for my guaranteed victory. So I'm 0-1 starting out the season for our guaranteed victory. But week 1 had it all. We had thrilling games all weekend long. It was crazy, right? To the first game of the week, and then to the last game, that Monday night classic that we saw. I was glued to the television set all weekend long. What about you?
Oh, it was amazing. Like you said, I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. Just super glued to the television and super excited. The games were tremendous. I mean, I can't remember a week 1 being this good for a while. It goes back years, right? Yep.
Besides, obviously, the Niners, favorite game.
Yeah, it's gonna be either the Raider game. That was amazing. The Ravens game, that was awesome to watch.
Crazy.
I don't care who you're a fan of, or the Buccaneers Cowboys. I think the primetime games.
I like it.
They took the show here.
I think I would agree. Yeah, the primetime games were definitely incredible. I did like the Kansas City and Cleveland game, lived up to the hype and more. That was great. Arizona and Tennessee, what a shocker there. The Saints, apparently you are a miracle worker, because your miracle was answered last week, and their absolute demolishing of the Green Bay Packers. So there was so much happened in week 1. We need to keep that action going in week 2, right? Let's see here. We're going to start off with the first Thursday night game here. Let me pull it up. Let's not waste any time here. Let's give the people what they want. So starting us off with the first game of the week, all right? So for us, it happens tomorrow, but for everyone else, it'll happen yesterday. So the New York Giants at the Washington, still nameless Washington football team. Hit me with what you got. What do you got for me?
Man, I didn't really like what I saw out of both teams last week. I thought they both struggled. I think Daniel Jones has a little bit of ways to go. I don't think his protection is all that good either.
Yeah.
I think that Washington's kind of they're in some trouble at the quarterbacking position. You know what? I'm going to give the slight edge to the New York Giants just based on that.
Okay.
I'm going to say the New York Giants win this game 16-10.
So I want to agree with you because they're my dad's team. Maybe at some point I'll go for the Giants, but Evan Ingram's still going to be out and Saquon is still questionable. And I'm going to disagree with you on that quarterback. Taylor Heinicke, I'm a fan. I'm a fan now under the helm, right? And by the looks of it, he actually looks like he can lead the team into some bit, maybe not a lot, but some bit of success this season after we saw the old man himself break his hip. God, come on, Fitzy. The old man himself, Ryan Fitzpatrick, breaks his hip, right? I was high on him because of his resilience and toughness, but we all know what's happened there. But the kid looks like the one who may be able to lead this team into some sort of success. So I got the Washington football team 28-14. I still think Daniel Jones is still able to get into the end zone, but I think Washington, that defense is what I think carries them to that victory, because that defense is disgusting. Moving on to the Sunday morning games. Our first game of the day, we got my Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Windy City, Chicago, taking on the Chicago Bears. Who you got?
Oh, this one's easy for me after I really liked what I saw out of the Bengals. They me against Minnesota in that defense. That was an incredible victory. Joe Burrow looks great, and I'm he's very poised, and I'm very impressed by the young man. You know what? I'm going to take Cincinnati here. I think they win outright. I think that they're going to win by at least 10 points. I think that until Chicago makes that quarterback switch, I don't see them doing much.
Yep, I 100% agree. I'm riding with my team the rest of the season. Yes, that means I have them going 17-0. What? You want to fight about it? What? I thought this was America. Isn't this America? Shout out Randy Marsh. I got my guys. Joey Burrow. Joey B looked... Oh man, I could not tell you the excitement I felt watching my guy on Sunday deliver an epic victory for the franchise at home, week 1, after blowing a lead. I'm not high on the defense, but I'll take our offense over the defense. So I'm rolling with the Bengals 28-21, because that defense is not good, but I think our offense outweighs that defense, and I am fired up about my guys. They look good this season. I like it. Moving on.
I'm happy for you on that. I'm so happy for you because Joe Mixon, and I mean that's your team. I mean,
they look good.
Fan. Oh man,
they look good.
So happy that they pulled out the victory for you.
I was ready to lose it. I'll tell you that. I was ready to lose it if they were not going to pull out that victory. Moving on to I'm still going to call them this: the Houston Dumpster Fire Texans at the Cleveland Browns. The Houston Dumpster Fire Texans shocking everybody last week. What do you got for me?
I'm not going to refer to them as that anymore. It kind of backfired on me and they destroyed my pick. So I'm going to give them a little bit of credit. I was impressed by Tyrod Taylor. He's been an inconsistent journeyman quarterback. Let's see if he can stay poised and get that, get that going, get the machine going over there in Houston. But I'm sorry, Cleveland looked really good. If it wasn't for a couple of fumbles and a few mistakes at the end, Baker Mayfield trying to throw the ball out of bounds, which it was a good NFL play. It's just he wasn't able to get under it because his foot got caught under one of the defenders.
I agree.
You know what? I'm impressed by Baker Mayfield. I'm impressed by their defense. And you know what? I have to definitely take Cleveland in this one. I'm not going to say they're going to blow Houston out, but I am going to say Cleveland at home. 24-10.
I like it. I like it. Yes. The Houston dumpster fire Texans came out with a vengeance last week, right? They said, oh, you think we're going to be the worst team? Can't wait. That's what they said, right? That's what they said. Can't wait, Bart Scott. So Texans came out on fire, right? Tyrod looked as good as ever. He looked pretty much like the Tyrod before he got injured last season. So Tyrod looks good, but come on. The Cleveland Brownies, right? And who would have thunk it? The Cleveland Brownies. But I think the Cleveland Brownies defense absolutely annihilates. And they're not my guaranteed victory, but I think the Houston or the Cleveland defense goes in there goes in at home, I guess, on their home opener and takes that game from Texans. Starting off 2-0, starting off with what is that? I think they should be the top of the division next to the Bengals and the Steelers. We'll see what happens this week with these guys. But I think the Cleveland Brownies go home. I keep going into Houston. Stay at home, right? They're in Cleveland, in Ohio, and they win 28-14. Next game, we got the Los Angeles Rams, who looked really good at the Indianapolis Colts. That should be a good game. Who do you got for me in that game?
This one's a pretty easy pick for me. I'm taking the Rams.
Yeah.
I think that when you have a lockdown corner like Jalen Ramsey and you have a defensive stud like Aaron Donald on the line, that creates a lot of havoc for offensive coordinators and quarterbacks.
Yep.
So I think Carson Wentz continues to struggle. I think he played okay. I think that it's going to take him a little bit more reps to get into the groove in Indianapolis and getting used to the new wide receiving core. You know what? I'm going to take the Rams here, 21-10.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going to echo exactly what you said, right? I got Carson in my notes. I got Carson looked okay in his debut, which was nice to see for that offense. That was, was kind of up and down last season with Phillip Rivers. But they're missing the killer piece, right? They're missing that killer piece that they need, right? Zach Pascal, Michael Pittman, and others, they're only going to take you so far, right? You need T.Y., and you need another dynamic receiver in that offense to really push them over the edge, right? So I think the Rams continue to roll in week 2. They right now, I think they're going to be undercover, right? I think they're the undercover Super Bowl favorite because they look like they had everything together last week. In my opinion, the Rams are going to be a tough team to beat this season. Next game we got is, come on, guys. We got the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. Another division game back-to-back for Miami. The schedule maker must either not like Miami or they're trying to serve up them division games early so that they can predict what's going to happen later on in the future. So we got the Buffalo Bills traveling down to the Sunshine State in the city of Miami. What do you got for me?
This is actually my guaranteed victory here.
Ooh, okay.
I think that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills bounce back. I was not very impressed give Miami credit. I got to give them credit.
Yep.
But I feel like they were playing against the struggling, New England Patriot team with a brand new quarterback. So
yep. Trying to figure it out. Yep.
Exactly. So I do think that look to see Josh Allen. And they have Emmanuel Sanders. They have some key wide receivers. I think that they come out and they win 28-17.
I like it. Yeah, I got the Buffalo Bills. Let's try this again, right? The Buffalo Bills roll to Super Bowl 56 starts in the Sunshine State of the sinking city. That is Miami. We got it. I think they roll this week. I think they get back on track after an abysmal start, right? Because they looked good. Yeah, they looked good, right? And then out of nowhere, Pittsburgh just annihilated them. So I definitely got Buffalo coming back. I got a close game. I got Buffalo 28-21. Because again, Miami looked, they didn't look like they were all together last week, but they are playing at home, and they do have 1 week of experience under their belt. Jalen Waddle looked good. Tua looked okay. So I think that team, that game is gonna be a lot tougher. But I like it. I got Buffalo Bills 28-21.
They cannot lose it. Buffalo.
They cannot. I agree.
They can, and that's what I was gonna say.
I agree. Yeah, must win, right? Week 2, we're already at must wins. Right, I gotta have it. What's funny? I got another must-win for you later on in our schedule here. Next game is the New England Patriots at the New York Jets. What do you got for me? What do you got for me?
Oh man, we got to the first tricky one for me to pick, and it's always gonna happen. I picked New York last week. I'm gonna pick New England here just because I don't remember the last time I saw Bill Belichick blow two games back to back with Miami and New York Jets. I don't remember the last time I saw that, if I've ever seen that.
I don't think I've ever seen it either. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
I think they bounce back here. I still think it's a close one. I am going to favor New England here, 20-17.
I like it. Yeah, I got Mac Jones and Zach Wilson's second start. So we're definitely going to get to see more, but I think Zach Jones wins the first of the two meetings between the teams. I almost think they may split this season. The New England Patriots win in New York, and then the New York Jets win in New England. But because Zach looked good, right? I thought Zach looked good, right? He had his, obviously Corey Davis, like I've been telling everybody in my videos, is this guy's security blanket. So if you don't have him in fantasy, you need to wake up and pick him up if he's free, because this guy is going to be scoring points all season long. But Zach Wilson, I think, looked good, but I think Mac Jones takes the first of the two meetings between the two rookies. Next game up, we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly, right? In Philly. How do you got that one looking?
This one worries me just a little bit, but I am going to pick my team. I think that, we have enough in the run game because, those running backs are interchangeable. I'm a little disappointed about Raheem getting hurt, but it just looks like Elijah Mitchell is going to take off right where he left off. And then, we have Hasty, and I don't know what's going on with Sermon, but we're picking up some people, in the practice squad. So I'm keeping an eye on that. No big names yet, but, there will be a big name once they get in there, and Shanahan knows who to pick. So I expect a big game from George Kittle. The only thing that worries me, he didn't have a big game last week. So I do expect him to have a big game this week. The only thing that worries me is there's a little bit of controversy with Brandon Ayuk. I know Kyle Shanahan made
that was interesting,
right? And
that was interesting.
I'm hoping, Debo can pick up where he left off, and we get a little bit of glimpse of Ayuk. I'm hoping that he can stay consistent. The main thing that worries me, the biggest thing that worries me, is losing Jason Verrett. I'm interested to see how our secondary responds, because our secondary has always been our weak link. So I do favor the 49ers here, 28-21 in Philadelphia.
I like it. I got a close call in week one, right? The defense crumbled in the fourth, but all that really was a lack of discipline. That's all that really was. There was nothing. I wouldn't look really much into it if you're a Niner fan, other than something that Kyle Shanahan needs to nip in the butt in practice. And I'm pretty sure we won't probably ever see that again. The Niners look sharp. I got them going 45-28. I had them going 45-10 the first week. They almost got to 45. They're going to king. That offense is a juggernaut. That defense is a juggernaut. They just that lapse. The grass is greener syndrome kicked into them. They saw, we're dominating this team. Who cares? We don't need we can, let's take the foot off the brake. Let's relax. We're going to get a week one win. No, Jared Goff came to play, right? Jared Goff showed a lot of heart. That entire Lions team showed a lot of heart. So I think that is just nipped in the bud in practice. We don't see that collapse that kind of thing again. But the Eagles look good. Jalen Hurts looked really good. I was actually really impressed with Jalen Hurts. So I think it'll be a good game to begin with. But do not be surprised if the 49ers just come in there and do exactly what they did, which is go up, 14, 21 points before the Eagles even know what hit them. So I got the 49ers winning fairly easily against the Philadelphia Eagles. Our next game up is, and this actually I think should be a good game, is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Las Vegas is traveling to Pittsburgh this weekend. What do you got for me?
I was impressed by what I saw out of the Raiders. I think that they showed some resiliency, especially after making some critical errors down the stretch at the end of the game. They were able to contain themselves and get back and, score a touchdown to get a big victory against who I think is and always in the AFC is a juggernaut, is the Ravens. So in that case, I do think that Pittsburgh also showed a very good performance.
They did
against, an amazing Buffalo team. Buffalo is great. So I got to give Pittsburgh credit here. I don't want to say that Buffalo just played terrible. I do want to say that Pittsburgh played well.
I agree.
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh here solely because they're at home.
I like it.
It's a toss-up. I think it could go either way.
Yep.
I think that the Raiders have the ability to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I do think that the Pittsburgh's coming off of that big victory. They do come home and they win this one 21-14.
I like it. Yeah. So this game is definitely probably going to be the closest game of the weekend, in my personal opinion, just because of how consistent these teams look to be in after week one. But after we saw both teams make comebacks in some dramatic fashions, I got the Raiders traveling up to Pittsburgh, taking on and shocking the world just like they did with the Baltimore Ravens, starting 2-0 for the first time since 1995. Yes, the Las Vegas Raiders, formerly the Oakland Raiders, have not started 2-0 since 1995.
I didn't know that.
I think we're looking to change it. We are looking to change it. I got a close game though. I got Las Vegas Raiders 24-21, and an absolute thriller on the morning games. I think that's probably going to be one of the best morning games that we watch. I'm definitely going to be glued to the TV for that one. Moving on, we're traveling to Carolina now. We got the New Orleans Saints, the shocker of week one, taking on the Carolina Panthers. Carolina is at home. What do you got for me?
I don't think I'd ever thought I would say this, but I was really impressed by Jameis Winston and that defense as well. I mean, holding the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, taking into consideration he did struggle, but he struggled because that defense played exceptionally well.
Defense is nasty. Yep.
And, 36-3, I believe, was the score. And that's I don't think I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers lose that badly.
No.
Not even being able to put up a touchdown. So, you know what? I am going to go with New Orleans Saints here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints.
There we go.
I think that he has the right offensive mind and Sean Payton. I do think that they beat the Carolina Panthers handily, 31-21.
Woo, doggy, because guess why we're best friends? Because that's what I got, son. Yes, I got the New Orleans Saints 31-21 after demolishing and embarrassing the Green Bay Packers. I think the Saints continue their march on this season, and they take on the Panthers, who look good. They didn't look bad. They did not look bad against the Jets. But I think that defense, and again, I've been talking about this on all my videos, that Saints defense is very underrated. They are nasty. They get after the ball. And who is this guy? Who is their quarterback? Was that Drew Brees out there? Or is that famous Jameis, right? I had to squint like he squints before he got his eye surgery. I didn't even know who was out there. This dude literally, he was like, "Hey, Drew, you left your cleats in the locker room. Can I use them?" "Yeah, sure." And he just turned into Drew Brees. So I think famous Jameis continues his good start, and I'm happy for him. Honestly, you can't not be happy for him. Whatever happened in the past happens in the past. He's taken his time, he's humbled himself, and he's come back a much, much, much better quarterback. So I'm taking the New Orleans Saints 31-21, and I think they continue to roll into week 3. Next game up, we have the Denver Broncos traveling to the guys who let me down last week, the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, who do you got for this one?
This one, I'm going to take Denver because I liked what I saw out of their defense, and I really liked what I saw out of Teddy Bridgewater. He surprised me.
Teddy B.
I always thought he was a good quarterback. But, this may be the right destination for him, given the offensive weapons that he has and the coaching staff. I'm going to take them, in a close one. I'm going to say they win 21-14. I think Jacksonville continues to struggle to put points up on the board.
I think Jacksonville continues to struggle. Literally my first line on the thing. But I got the Denver Broncos going 24-21. Like you just said, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars do continue to struggle. Now, it wasn't the offense that didn't look bad. It was that defense. That defense could not do a thing against Houston. Like, they couldn't sack Tyrod, they couldn't break up a pass, they couldn't stop a third down, they could not do anything. So that's a bit more concerning than Trevor. I thought Trevor played fine, and he'll get better as the season goes on. I just think that defense really majorly let them down week 1. Urban Meyer's got to zip it up. He's got to nip that in the butt. I mean, especially if he's trying to build a franchise, you got to get your defense in line, right? Defense should become first, then offense. I'm glad you got your sunshine, right? Your golden boy, but work on your defense. Get somebody who's going to be able to keep him off the field, right? Help him out. He's a rookie. He needs help. But I think the Broncos handle business even without Jerry Jeudy. Be on the lookout for Tim Patrick. He was my sleeper in my rise to the sleepers. Be on the lookout for Tim Patrick. Scored a touchdown week 1. And with the injuries, just like last year, he slides up into that wide receiver depth chart. So be on the lookout for Tim Patrick to convert on those touchdowns. Whew, what a slate of morning games. I like it. Moving on to the afternoon games. Leading us off, we got the Minnesota Vikings traveling to the desert, taking on the Arizona Cardinals. What do you got for me?
Man, Arizona. Oh, they're looking, yeah. I mean, their offense looks amazing. Very impressed by Kyler Murray. I mean, did you see that pass where he was up in the air? I mean, he had 2 feet on the ground throwing that.
Nasty.
And, oh, man, that was awesome. For that reason, I think that Minnesota struggles to put enough points up on the board to match the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Arizona Cardinals win solely because of their offense. I think that they contain Minnesota just enough, but I think they do outscore them. I'm going to say this is a high-scoring game. I'm going to say 41-33.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say Arizona.
I'm with you. I could see it going the way that you think it's going, but then I also have in my notes, I could also see it going the other way, where the Cardinals come home, ride in that emotion of week 1, and then just completely lay an egg, which the Arizona Cardinals are known to do. The Arizona Cardinals are known to lay a couple eggs during the season. So do not be surprised if the Minnesota Vikings come in and upset the Arizona Cardinals. But I do have the Arizona Cardinals. Who wouldn't pick the Arizona Cardinals after what we saw in week 1?
Right.
I got Arizona 21-17. Definitely a close game. But yeah, that defense looks stifling, right? Chandler Jones, 3 sacks in the first quarter, right? 5 sacks in the total in the game was crazy. But I think that defense, they go to work against Captain Kirk and company. And I think that the Arizona Vikings, or not the Arizona Vikings, the Arizona Cardinals roll into week 3 2-0. That NFC West, holy moly, does that division look good. Holy moly, does that division look good. Man. All right, next game up, we have the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons traveling down to Tampa Bay, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What do you got for me?
I just wanted to ask you if you saw Tom Brady's little troll where he took a picture with the time being 3:28 in the background and said it's time for the Falcons. The time on the computer.
Oh my gosh!
3:28.
I did not see that. I'm gonna look that up.
Man,
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, you have to. It was so funny because he's just like, it's time for the Falcons, or I'm ready for next week, and then it says exactly at 3:28 he posts the video. So,
oh my goodness.
I think that forever. Matt Ryan will be haunted by Tom Brady, the ghost of Tom Brady that was on the Patriots. I do think Tampa Bay blows Atlanta out. Yeah. I think it's a close game in the first half, and Tampa Bay just says, okay, it's time to get in the driver's seat and run away with this. I got Tampa Bay 42-28.
So I hope the Falcons bounce back, and I hope Matt Ryan is always looking to get revenge against Tom every single time he plays them. However, I think Tom and that defense, which, let's be honest, did not get off to the best start in week 1, but they go out and they go to work against the Falcons all afternoon, right? Again, I hope the Falcons can go in there and maybe pull off the upset, but this is my guaranteed victory. I got Tampa Bay going in there 45-10 and absolutely steamrolling this team. The offense of Tampa Bay is ridiculous. I mean, can we just be honest? The offense of Tampa Bay is ridiculous. You have Antonio Brown, you have Rob Gronkowski, 2 future Hall of Famers. You have Chris Godwin, you have Mike Edwins, who are great in their own rights. You have
Leonard
You have
Fournette.
friggin' Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, who can run the ball very effectively. What do you do with this team?
What could you ask for?
What do you do with this team?
And let's not even get into their defense.
Yeah, exactly. And then we haven't even gotten to their defense, right? We're not even talking about their defense. This is their offense. So I think the juggernaut, which is Tampa Bay, does what they're going to do all season, which is probably going to steamroll a lot of teams. Moving on to, I think the game of the afternoon is the Dallas Cowboys at the Los Angeles Chargers. Right? They're traveling to sunny California where their training camp is, so they should be used to the weather. No excuses. What do you got for me?
This one's pretty easy for me. Although I think the Chargers are a decent team, I do think that Dallas displayed that they do have some of the it factor when they were competing with the Buccaneers on their home turf. I do think that the Cowboys come in here and they get a really solid win. And I do think they are going to win this one 24-14. I got the Dallas Cowboys beating the Chargers 24-14.
I like it. I think I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I got Dallas Cowboys 24-21. I think the Cowboys this time are able to seal the deal, right? I think they're able to finally do what they couldn't do against Tampa, which is just seal the game out, win it. Again, this has the makings of the game of the week just because of the two higher powered offenses. But when I was watching the Chargers, I just was not as fired up watching them as I was last season. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it's they just look a little bit flat. I don't know. I just didn't get the same butterflies I got watching them. But nonetheless, the offense looked good. It's that defense that you got to worry about for the Chargers. It's the defense, not the offense. What's funny is a lot of these teams that we talk about, right? They have high-powered offenses and then they have shaky defenses. We already know who's going to win the Super Bowl, the team with the best defense. So seal up your guys' defense, and I'm pretty sure you guys will have a very, 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 very successful season. But I got the Dallas Cowboys traveling down to California. Lots of scoring in this game. I think high fantasy game, beating the Los Angeles Chargers 24-21. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans, who stunk it up all over the place in week 1, traveling to rainy Seattle, taking on the Seattle Seahawks. What do you got for me?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, Seattle, they did look good against Indianapolis, which I didn't expect, but you know, I'm not that impressed with Indianapolis. I do think Tennessee bounces back here and gets a victory. I do think that they win this one in a close one, 27-24. I think it comes down to the fourth quarter, but I think that Vrabel gets that defense going. And I think that Julio and I also think that A.J. Brown get going. I didn't see a lot out of Derrick Henry last week. I expect him fully to have a good week. And to me, I don't know if you've seen it, but in the last couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years, it does seem that Seattle has been struggling at home. So we'll see if fans can come in and play a factor, but I am going to pick Tennessee here.
I got Tennessee bouncing back after an embarrassing loss at home against the Cardinals. Can't really call it anything other than that. I got Henry and Julio both scoring. If you normally take them in fantasy, you will know that they generally sometimes get off to slow starts, and then all it takes is one game, and then boom, like a rocket, both of them take off and launch. So if you have Henry and everyone's telling you, oh, drop him or trade him or all this nonsense, don't listen to them. They're fine. They're fine. So I got the Tennessee Titans bouncing back. They have to bounce back. And this was my must win that I was telling you I had. This is my must win in week 2. If the Titans don't win this game against Seattle, they may have a good season, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good for the Tennessee Titans if they lose here. So I got the Tennessee Titans beating Seattle 35-17 in an absolute bounce back game. I think Henry scores. I think Julio scores. I think A.J. Brown scores. I think Ryan Tannehill looks a lot better. But again, the question is going to be for the first couple weeks, that defense, can the defense get back on track? That's the most important thing. And our last afternoon game, which is going to be a banger in itself, we got Kansas City traveling to Baltimore, taking on the Ravens. What do you got for me?
Yeah, this should be a really good primetime game. I'm excited for this one. I'm gonna pick Kansas City here. I think that Baltimore, I think they come out a little bit flat after that loss against the Raiders that I think that they felt that they probably should have sealed with a little over 30 seconds on the clock. Justin Tucker kicking that field goal.
Yeah.
So in Kansas City, I mean, it's just, you've always got to favor Patrick Mahomes unless, you know, the circumstances say otherwise.
Yeah. Yes.
Unless he plays against one player.
Yeah.
You know that player.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am going to pick Kansas City here. There's not much to say here. I think that they win 31-24.
Ooh. People are going to see the connection here. I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning 35-24. I'm right there with you. I'm predicting this will be a hell of a game. I think, you know, the AFC North is going to be tough. I think every team is going to give the Kansas City Chiefs a game. However, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are most likely going to win all of those games. Like you said, there's not really much to say. It's the Kansas City Chiefs, unless Pat Mahomes' arm falls off or he's facing, you know, Tommy B. There's no other reason to not go with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I got a high scoring game. I got a high fast paced octane game with a lot of action, 35-24. But Kansas City, man, come on. Kansas City is going to do what Kansas City does, which is win. And our finale, and I think the schedule makers did this on purpose to give him some redemption, right, on the primetime stage. Our finale is the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, are they at Green Bay or are they at Detroit?
They're at Green Bay.
They're at Green Bay. So we have the Detroit Lions traveling up to the Cheese State, Wisconsin, taking on the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. What do you got for me?
I got the Green Bay Packers destroying the Detroit Lions. I think Aaron Rodgers takes this personally, and I don't. And he's a bad man when he's in his element, and that is Lambeau Field. You know, there's very few times that I'm going to pick against Aaron Rodgers when he's playing a team like the Lions. Especially at home. I got them winning this one 42-21. I think they put up several touchdowns, and I think that he makes a statement. I think he throws for over 400 yards and puts up at least 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, you got Aaron balling out. I got a little bit closer, but I do think Green Bay. I got Green Bay 35-28. I have to give the Lions respect after the heart they showed. Everybody and their mama was counting them out in that game. And somehow they clawed and fought every way back to get within 8 points. So I got to give it to them. You know, the Lions, they're not going to be great, but at least they look like they're fighters. So that's good to see. So maybe their games will be competitive, something to watch for them. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come in there and basically put a whooping on the Lions to basically tell everybody, are you serious? Are you serious? It doesn't even matter if I don't care about this team. I'm Aaron frickin' Rodgers, okay? I can do this in my sleep, right? And I think we learned one thing last week. We definitely know he's not going to Jacksonville after that performance. He's not. Next year in free agency, we know he's not going to Jacksonville. He doesn't like apparently playing in Florida because I guess the heat or humidity does something to him. So we'll see where he ends up next season. But I'm going to put my money that it's not Jacksonville or any Florida team for that matter. But I got the Packers. It's hard to go against them. You know, it's hard to go against them in any game. But I got the Packers doing what they do in that division, 35-28. And that's all we got for you. That is all the games we have on slate for week 2. I hope you guys are ready. We are ready. I can tell you that much. We are fired up to watch all these games, see our picks finally come to fruition in the way that we want them to, right? That's what we're doing. We're just going to puppet master these games into our way that we say. But Brandon, any last words for the people?
It was amazing week 1. I'm really looking forward to week 2. I'm hoping that the 49ers and your Bengals can continue their winning streak.
Oh, yeah.
That would be awesome. And yeah, just enjoy the picks. And if anybody bet or, thought that, our picks were going to come to fruition last week, we apologize, but hopefully this week we do a little bit better.
Heck yeah, I like it, right? When week 1 was such a crapshoot, it was hard to tell what was going to happen just because we didn't see the teams play. Now that we've actually seen the teams play and we know what teams are bringing to the table, I think it'll be a little bit better than it was. I think actually be a lot better than what we did last week. That is Meat on the 50 for you. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the video, please, like I said, smash that like button. Please tap that subscribe button and then just tap that bell notification, because every single time a new episode drops, and they drop every Tuesday and Friday, you'll get the notification. You can consume the content, because that's what we do on this channel. We're all about dropping knowledge. We're all about making you a fantasy football player and just making you more of a knowledgeable football human being. So if you want to follow along with us, please follow me on Twitter at FantasyTime2021. You can follow the Facebook page at the Fantasy Guy 2021. Of course, you can follow the YouTube channel at Fantasy Time 2021. And then you can also follow along on the Google Docs sheet. Yes, there is another way you can interact with me and Brandon throughout the entire season, and it is the Google Docs sheet, where we update weekly fantasy information, weekly picks. So you're definitely going to want to click and download that document. I promise you. So make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and any other way that you can get our content going. But this has been Fantasy Time. I'm your host, Jacob Cutler, the Fantasy Guy. And like I say, Jacob Cutler is out.